All right, we're back, everybody, and we have a treat for you here in round 19 of the Crescent City Cup. The matchup that I'm sure many of you have been waiting for patiently between Evans Clinchy going first and Dave Wiegand, the top two players by a long shot in the Collins division. And I am joined by Conrad Bassett-Bouchard and Morris Greenberg, my co-commentators. We'll be doing this game and round 20 together. Hi, guys.
Hello, Will.
How's it going?
So looks like they're picking up the tiles and almost ready to go. Standings update. Dave is in first place in the Collins division at 15-3 with 11-20 spread, and Evans right behind him at 14-4 with, it looks like about 110, 109 spread points lower. So spread is kind of irrelevant. It's basically these two guys are going to play two more games, and if Dave can win one of those games, he's going to be the winner. So let's see if he can do it here. Evan's going first, and he's trying. This bingo is going to come down really fast, probably, as Evans is wont to do. He's picked up therapy. I've always said that Evans needs therapy, and now he's finally gotten it.
Yeah. Which way does he play therapy, though?
Good question. I guess the E on the star seems okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. I think it denies a lot of sevens and doesn't put a vowel next to a good space. So.
But keep in mind, Dave is much more likely to know the 5-letter extensions for therapy.
That's a great point. Well, I mean, there's a couple imagine right now, right?
Sure.
I'm thinking about chemo, but I wonder what else there is. Dave probably does know them all. That's a great point.
There are 11.
Wow.
That'd be great. Don't look it up in the chat, but try to figure out what some of the other therapy.
Yeah, who can submit to more?
I'd say 3 or 4 are definitely gettable. If Dave turned one of his tiles upside down, he'd actually have it. So this should be super cool if one of those happens to come down. And,
that would be great. That would just make my life.
That would make my life. That would beat oxyfenbutazone yesterday.
That was amazing. Do you want to tell that story really quick?
Oh. Evan Brovsky asked me not to tell it in case it came up in a game. Basically, we were playing anagrams last night. And Peter Armstrong had Zoe Taxi. We're all a few beers in, and I noticed that there were a couple blanks out there, and then a P and a B showed up, and I'm like, if a couple of vowels show up, we might have it. And next two tiles were EN, and I said it immediately, and everyone just was like laughing because Zoe Taxi was there. Yeah, and then I started taking the tiles off, and they were like, wait, what? I'm like, no, guys, it's actually there. I just got 4 tiles in a row for it. And then I just said my goal was to get one more word the entire night because I was so tired. And then it showed up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what beats that as a steal.
That would be Jesse Matthews once stole something with counter revolutionaries as like a 21 or something. That's
pretty amazing.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was a.
So what's Dave going to do here? Do we have any? What's he going to do?
You're looking at Woo, it looks like.
It's kind of an annoying situation for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Woo seems pretty good. It scores 20. The leave isn't that great, but
he could do
Wahoo is
going
to be so good.
Yeah, the question is a Woe or a Wahoo going to come down and just immediately bite him? Because of course Evans has the
he's gonna Z-bomb. Yep, absolutely. So either of those is going to yield a huge counter. Pretty much almost all of Dave's decent options, even Awato does poorly.
Except Wurara. Well, actually, no.
No, you'll still get fezzed off of that. Oh, wait, no, he won't. He can get bombed, but not that.
Right.
I think, with Evans only having the E. So Wurara, ironically, looks most volatile by a lot, but it would work out best for Dave if he were to play it. So yeah, tough. Good submissions in the chat for some therapy extensions. Good job, guys.
Wow. I say Dave could play aromatherapy here. He just has to turn the W upside down. And maybe Evans is like too busy in therapy that he forgets, and I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's why O is doing so well, OWE, just because you're saving four of the letters.
R. Yeah, is that doing Sim?
It's doing decently. But it is the highest.
Better than you would expect, obviously, for that reason. Yeah, every time you get an M, you get a massive scoring play.
Yeah.
So he's chosen Wu, which seems like a pretty good option.
Where's the M? Where's the M? Oh.
Oh yeah, that would have been nice if he just picked it on that redraw. But
like, I would not be surprised if Dave is at least
cognizant of it. Yeah, for sure. Why not?
One other one to keep in mind that he's also close to is radiotherapy. He's also one tile off, which, if anybody knows it.
So what does he have to? Would he have to what would he have to just fish an E? Hope to draw a D or an M. That doesn't make it.
He fish off ES.
ES, right?
That would just be the element of surprise.
So Evans is not going to have a great place for his Z here, I guess. Well, that's not true. He could play Bez and Yob, right? But that's pretty good, except it leaves FLPV, which is terrible. But that for 42 points, you would deal with that. And Dave is just struggling with that vowelitis, but maybe he hits an extension and it changes the whole game. It's rare to actually be in a game where you could actually reasonably expect one of the players, in this case Dave, to see his extensions to this crazy word. How often does that come about where you see a 5-letter extension to a 7 and the person playing is maybe a favorite to find it? So hopefully it happens.
And one thing to keep in mind spread-wise here, because Evans is one game behind, if Evans wins this game, they'd just be playing for first. So unless Dave is concerned about having the advantage in a tie, spread is effectively meaningless this game.
Yeah, just win. Yeah, exactly.
For Evans, it still matters because he could still get passed by, realistically, only Austin on spread.
Look at that choice by Evans of Fez and making Woof. That's a little confusing. What do we think that? Can we piece together his thinking there of why he would do that? Or, even Fez with pause seems.
Yeah, Fez and pause seems like the way to go here. I'm
pretty good. So, not sure about that one, but
he played the F, which was the thing that he could pseudo set up.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
He didn't even keep anything and it effectively just opened a big hook that's going to be hard for him to do anything with.
Yeah, a big hook and a big scoring spot that would re-hook, right? If Dave were to have something down.
So maybe that's his logic. Evans is a very open player, and so is Dave. So maybe he's thinking Dave's likely to play off the Z, and then Evans, with all of his consonants, including a P, could maybe extend whatever play that Dave, maybe if he plays Za or something, Evans could extend that thereafter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that's kind of grasp. I respect that logic, but I also feel like it's just Bez or Fez in the other spot were just far better than that.
Yeah, he could have missed it. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it happens.
Of course, it happens. With any given play, that's the annoying thing about Scrabble is a ton of the time, not half the time, but the majority of the time, when you miss a play, it's probably a play that you would see the majority of the time. You just happen to miss it that time. But even plays that you see 99% of the time, that means 1 out of 100 times you're going to miss a play that feels drop dead obvious to you.
Yeah.
So that's just how this game works.
Yeah.
For sure.
make every single play that's even obvious ones, just because there's so much stuff you're juggling.
Yeah.
So it's anyone can make a boo-boo now and then. And that's not a huge error. I mean, it is a decent size error, but it's not like, missing a triple or something.
Yeah.
I'd call the
It's something
error.
that
I'd call
you
it
can
more
come
like
back from.
you're sacrificing equity, but it's not like you're giving up anything insanely huge, right? Last game again with Carl and Benji, we saw some plays that maybe weren't big mistakes, but it just in the worst case scenarios, what would occur would be awful.
Well, I mean, it's going to look pretty huge if Dave has something starting in HA or FA down from Fez, right? It's going to look, if he has a scoring play down from that spot, which he easily could have, right?
Yeah, that's
it
true.
It would give up a ton. So it just happened that Dave is really powerless to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And down comes Dave's move of Aria, which is a pretty good board fork holding the S, except it is possible to block both with some kind of parallel. But it's a tough fit, so I like the idea of it.
Well, it doesn't seem as though Evans can do too much.
Yeah, he's still dealing with consonant overload there.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
As we see now, Dave is gonna bingo next turn. He's got all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, snotty. I know that is a Collins Tonius, the regular TWL word. That is probably going to actually play.
I mean, there's two nights also, so.
Right. Oh, right.
Or not they.
Oh, well, you can hook Varia here if you want, right? Something in there, Nev.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Scores 37. Doesn't give back too much more than was already there with that E in that spot. I mean,
he'll have, would have Moise again.
Oh, right. So, yeah.
But he already has that anyway.
Right, sure.
And if you're Evans, you rather see Noise come down on the right than up from the top center opening the floodgates.
Is there anything else that he can play? If we,
I mean, he could play Pent, I guess.
He's got it. Pent and sure. Pent.
Yeah.
That would. I'm sure there's a lot of triples maybe that. I know there's a Collins word of diapente.
Yep.
I've seen that word. Okay, he does play Nev, which I think we agree is probably good just for 37 points alone, and Dave is going to get right back in the game. So, Benzel, yeah, that could have been interesting. Through Zoff, that would have been an intriguing option.
Yeah.
Still leaving Clunk, but everything does. So, where will Dave play? Probably not Toniest, right?
Yeah.
I hope not. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Toniest would have given the gigantic SO, so that's not smart. This is far smarter. So Dave is still down, though. I mean, Evans is in command, but Dave's gotten much closer.
And no M's out yet.
Yeah, and as Matthew notes, we can still get therapy. Let's see Dave's redraw here.
Yeah,
come on.
It's so really many. Like the game. We're all about the Scrabble game, but really we just want to see.
We want therapy.
Yeah,
in a bad way.
I mean, it's also like you're seeing Dave Wiegand. It's like you want to see Nigel create setups. You want to see
RM. Oh, the M is. Oh no, Dave, draw vowels. Oh.
All right. Well, yeah, he's not drawn one, but there's still time. I don't think Evans has no play that's gonna block that. So it's gonna be hard for if you think about it, what types of plays could either player actually make with this board the way it is that are actually gonna block that? It's gonna stay open a long time, I think.
Yeah, it would be a 7 that ended in SH, but that would have to be after the ST hook gets blocked.
Yeah,
it's really. So it's probably either public or something that if he wants to block the E.
Yeah, public. That looks like a great way to clear Clunk.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth keeping an L with DT. It doesn't really provide much in the way of synergy to play pubic.
No, tiny bit, but not enough.
So,
nice, Cesar. Define
yes,
public. People as a whole.
Yeah, he's helping define these tricky words.
So if public is people as a whole, then that means it's all of the public and it's all of the people. So can you really have more than one people as a whole?
Great point.
So I'm questioning the dictionary definition.
There are a lot of interesting definitions. We've already seen messing with beholden and indebted earlier.
Yes.
That's one of my favorites.
Heraldic and armorial.
No, can we get that? Can we get some definitions on that? I'd love to see that. I'm not familiar with this one. So it doesn't seem to work for me when I do it. I would do it myself.
Cesar.
Oh, it workk
Heraldic pertaining to heraldry.
No, but look at what heraldry is defined as.
The science of armorial wearing.
Oh, they change it? Or is that maybe it's Collins? And I think in TWL it defines armorial as heraldry.
Okay, got it.
It's okay. It's not as, and they changed agedly, right?
And what is that one?
Oh, it was defined as oldly. Which
oldly, which isn't a word.
Which is not a word.
That's great.
Yeah, there it is. It's there. It's still there.
That's great.
Is Ultra like way cool?
So yeah, just to keep up with the game real quick, this is fun though. Evans has played what we thought was the best clunk cleaner of public, and Dave is sitting on a bunch of consonants. Not sure what he's gearing up to play, but I could easily see him dump a lot of letters on the triple here with verges or something.
Or just verge even.
And then we're gonna see.
You don't think it's worth playing the S for the extra points with Zaz?
Yeah, I would take the points here.
I mean, the S is obviously, for anyone that's adjusting to Collins, it's more useful on this board than it looks just because of the ST hook on tonites, which I think is actually like a rock, not tonites.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't really matter for our purposes. But
and Evans is going to bingo now anyway, so.
Yeah, legated.
Oh, is he going to play Guildhead?
Ooh.
He has Guildhead spelled out.
Yeah.
Which
that could be reasonable, right? What's better between...
Oh no, Dave is so close to all of the extensions, but he's just gonna bingo instead. Oh, does he have he has Massotherapy. He drew Massotherapy.
Oh my god.
He has Massotherapy.
How many points is that even?
If he plays that, I will just...
It's only 66, so it won't quite be worth it.
Oh, I see. He's got a blank. I see. I understand. So
aromatherapy would be very close to being worth it. Also, just for like the sheer like shock value that Evans would just be like.
I know, it's a great board opener. In addition to being, as Dave is, it's a great way to just create more lines and more scoring spots. So there's even strategic value to it.
With Massotherapy, you'd have to assume it's actually worth 71 because Evans is going to challenge that, right?
Oh yeah, true. It's
Yeah,
definitely worth +5.
You can't just give Dave credit for any extension to therapy. I think you got to award him the 5 points as a reward for having studied the 12s, pretty much. Yeah. Right. So, okay, Evans has chosen Guildhead to play, which seems like, I don't know, what do we think about that compared to, I mean, the ligated and tagled on the bottom row, I guess, do give back a little bit to the triple.
Yeah, but Evans,
it's not so bad.
Evans should want to give back stuff to the triple because
scoring is fine. Right. Bingos are bad. Scoring spots are fine.
I actually hate this play. I think you open up a huge J spot that there's just no reason to open. Guildhead takes
like
he forked the board for absolutely no reason.
Right.
Yeah,
It
that's a good
leaves
point.
things very open, which is how Evans likes to play. And
But it's also how Dave likes to play.
right.
And Dave's gonna now slap down a double-double that he wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
So
Right. Is there anything through the D? I only see amatosis through the
I saw
I
amatosis.
think through the D, co-admits.
co-admits.
Oh yeah, that's
So that'll hit.
Oh, toadyism
Um,
also.
Oh, Craig points out a midmost. That
Ooh.
would be an interesting option. Toadyism, sure. So he's got a bunch of bingos. Evans has a nice set of a couple good scoring letters and a blank to come back with, of course.
Well,
But
apparently he has a huge bingo through the G.
he does.
Or a crazy bingo.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's that. We'll have to see what.
Oh,
that
it's
is.
Eric Tran.
Hello, Eric. Hello, Sam.
Yeah.
Hello, Lucas.
And for those just joining the chat, we should say it'd be great if you create a Twitch account already to follow the NASPA stream. As we get more followers, it just boosts up the credibility of our stream, and more people will want to watch it.
Yeah, and once you get enough people, you can start to get subscriptions, which is really how we then start to
Grow this thing.
Get more people
Grow
watching.
this baby.
Yeah, specifically for Twitch, not for NASPA memberships per se, but
Nice job by Dave here. By the way, he's played his double-double. So now the question is, I've just looked up this bingo through the G, which is completely ridiculous. Do we think Evans is going to find it? I'm not sure whether I should spoil it yet. It is totally insane and unguessable.
well, Evans hasn't studied that high in Collins by probability, so
yes, that is there is one Collins only answer in that group. Totally amazing play if he were to make it.
It's a great extension play also.
Oh wow, would Evans know that word?
I mean,
David's so close to drawing radiotherapy. Just freaking draw it already.
I know. It's right there. And the board is still not really, I mean, it's going to take a play through a blank C. That's not very appealing, right, to block. So I just don't, it's going to stay open. I have a feeling it's going to come up at some point. I feel either by fishing or something else. Like it's likelier to come up if somebody is close to it and starts to fish for it, of course.
Yeah. I feel like this is the sort of play that most top experts, like, if it's something like the word that exists that Evans has, you find it instantly. You see
if
it.
You're going to see it. Yeah. If you're going to see it at all, you know it, and it's going to pop to your brain instantly with those weird letters.
Yeah.
Which is part of why studying the low probability words does tend to kind of go faster. It snowballs when you're learning words and you start from the most probable. All the words kind of run together, they look the same, and then you get into the lower probability words, and they all have these unique looks to them that make it easier to learn them.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
in
this
case, this is pretty low. Yeah, in this case, this is pretty low. So, it's also not that. I mean, yes, it would be great for Evans to find this. But he's still in pretty good shape if he just dumps his K somewhere for, almost 40 points, leaving a blank and a couple other decent letters. So,
yeah, I mean,
he can play KAEK right on top of co-admits for 37. So, yeah.
Good point by Craig. Audio therapy is like a very, very plausible word. I mean, like, if you said I could have radiotherapy or audio therapy, like, I'd give you 50-50 on which one of those was good.
I feel like, do any therapy words that aren't drop dead obvious ever do they ever sneak by unchallenged? It feels like, could it be possible that Dave tries audio therapy and it stays? Okay, Evans does play his K for 37. Missing, we can reveal now, key bugle. Let's get a definition on that bad boy.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, he's has audio spelled out.
A bugle with keys.
Come on, Dave, do it.
You might just be planning to play audio off of Guild Head, though.
No.
I mean, that would certainly be safer. I'm sure there's other stuff
but-
that he can play, though, with a B in it.
Right, he can play. Yeah, there's
So
plenty of stuff up there that plays with the
He
B.
has that. Like he could play Ubit in that spot, right?
Yeah. Right, and as
So he
as
has
Lucas points
audio.
out, yeah, audio therapy is certainly a word. Like there's no reason it shouldn't be a word. It just happens to not be a word. Like
It's Scrabble, right?
yeah, it's
Oh, okay. So here's an interesting wrinkle, right? If Evans has a bingo, well, he does have I guess he has bingos that play through Guildhead. Does he? Yeah, Fulgency.
Yeah, Fulgency, which I wouldn't be surprised if he found.
I wouldn't be surprised. But what if Evans doesn't see that, and he does see that there are bingos that normal bingos? I'm not sure if there are through tiles of audio therapy.
Come on, Dave, do it. I'm gonna be so excited. I've seen Dave play.
I know he's thinking about it. Oh, it's so fun to imagine what he's thinking here.
Yeah, I've seen Dave get away with phony 8s, 9s, and 10s. I've never seen him get away with a phony 11. He'd just be one-upping himself.
This would be a 12, right? I think.
Yeah, he'd be like two-upping himself.
I see.
He once got away with necroscopy, which is actually good in Collins, but in a TWL game he got away with necroscopy.
So just for the record, audio therapy would score 6.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to other plays like Ubit at H1, about whatever else you want to play at H1.
Looks like he might opt for Ubit.
I mean, it's tough. It's really tough.
I don't blame him. I don't think I could pull the trigger.
It's so tempting. We'll see what he chooses. I mean, he obviously sees his normal best equity play here, but will he go for the gold?
And the report from the playing room is that he's thinking very hard and rubbing his eyes and forehead.
And I can confirm he didn't drink too much last night because we went out to dinner and played Anagram till 1:30 in the morning.
Nice.
And he only had a few beers.
Yeah.
So
I like that we have
even...
a sideline reporter though in the chat. This is great. It feels like
great.
Else now.
Yeah,
because Cesar's running Quackle now. Right. Kate is taking a break.
I can think of nobody better, short of John O'Loughlin himself,
who is playing.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. You know. I'd love to see Jason Katz-Brown doing this. That would be excellent.
That would be great too. Yeah. He opts for Ubit. Okay, well that is technically the best available play to him. And it blocks some stuff, but I think this is going to give back something. No, maybe not. No, Flampsy doesn't have an E, so I'm not sure if there's a Collins word, but maybe that he's just managed to block Fulgency and set himself up for some other therapy word later.
So what are the odds that Dave can play off like JAD next turn? Because he's got the ARM and the ARD. But no, he wants to keep the A for how many? Not many O's left.
I don't know. I mean, he can just play JA, I'm sure, somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's tough. It requires you to get a two tile exact draw. Like he could play Jaw and Apo if he wanted to. I don't know. I'm not sure what else there is available. I'll have to look at it, but Evans not finding Key Bugle, which I feel forgiven for. Now has good scoring tiles, but doesn't really want them. He wants to bingo. So, I think it would pretty much lock in if Evans to play just Phi under commits with of and K.
Yeah.
I feel like that would just be the nail in the coffin of the therapy extensions never getting blocked ever.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm rooting for. And I think it's probably a pretty good play on its own merits as
well.
Yeah. So come on now.
Because, I mean, like, the O is pretty useful with CELU blank, and he's got the bottom to work with. And also, it scores okay. Like, after Ubit, he knows...
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, and he knows after Ubit, Dave's sitting on something pretty random. So he's ahead of him still pretty much a tempo, or he can.
Yeah, he's
He can make a
definitely
play or
way
something
ahead
like that.
in the race to get a bingo down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And
by
at this
virtue.
point, right, we're so focused on these therapy extensions that it's a neck game still. So even if you see these crazy possibilities of these really stylistic plays that are so tempting to try to fish for, you just have to keep reminding yourself, I need to make the best play here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very easy to get into if you were close to one of those extensions. Sure, it would be easy to get into fancy play syndrome and just fish for that. But neither of these guys have done that. And most impressively of all, I think, Dave has clearly wanted to play audio therapy and correctly ascertained that that was not his best course of action. Right? That was really, I mean, that's amazing. That's right up there with like Nigel Richards challenging sulfidic as a 9 or something, right? If we remember against Brian Capoletto, he played this unbelievable disconnected 9 of sulfidic, SULPHITIC, and that's Collins only, despite the fact that SULFITIC is TWL. And he knew that and challenged. That's maybe the most impressive word knowledge feat I've ever seen in terms of like a high pressure game.
Yeah, I mean, how often do you get the opportunity to even be able to do that?
But this is pretty good, right? You know, failing that, correctly not playing audio therapy, even though it's really plausible, is a really impressive choice by Dave. So,
well, here's FY.
All right,
so.
there's the play we wanted. Good job, Evan. Not only does that maximize his winning percentage, it maximizes our fun percentage.
Yeah, it's like not only is it a good play.
Yeah, so
it's a great play on our end.
Yeah, we're loving that. So now Dave has to basically shed this J somehow. Yeah, it's not clear that he can.
Should clearly play Judd for 11.
Yeah, just go for an O or what else could he hit? I guess just an O.
Radio. Oh, he get an IO also for radiotherapy.
Is that a word? Oh my god.
Radiotherapy? Yeah.
No, look at Matthew in the chat. Curie.
Oh yeah, Curie. I think Curie therapy and radiotherapy are both anti-radiation.
Got it.
Measures.
Got it. That's amazing.
Or I guess
radiation
measures.
Also,
so let's pretend for a minute that we actually
care. Sorry.
Which I almost don't, but sort of do. What should Dave do here? He's got to get his J off. I guess he could play Raja down low on top of Tonites if he wants to. DDM is very bad, and it's not close to any therapy thing. He could play Drama in that same spot if he wants to shed another consonant. I don't know. It's tough. I'm not finding a play that like achieves objectives that feel really solid for Dave. Clock update. Dave is on turn with 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Evans has 9 minutes and 30 seconds. So they're both doing okay, maybe a little bit below their norm, right? They're both pretty quick players. So, okay, down comes this play of Ya and Jaw.
Okay, let's see. IO or AO. That's
those are great things.
Worst draw ever.
For.
Yeah, but objectively, from Dave's standpoint, he might be thinking Evans is looking like he's getting closer to a bingo. He might just want to keep some things open for the future to rally back if that occurs.
So Evans has bingoed with boucle, which looks like a Collins only E hook to the regular TWL word of that same looking word. He could have played coulées there. I don't think it matters much. It's going to be hard to score underneath that. And maybe the B is a harder tile to bingo to than a C. There already is a C with co-admits, so that doesn't really matter. So he's just basically picking a reasonable option. I think that's fine. I don't think coulées is much better, if it is at all. So Evans now in command. Dave with a pretty gross draw. He can
Dr.
play
Dam.
Dam. He can play Dam, yeah, underneath there, right?
He is
That's
Dr.
okay.
Dam.
Oh, that's his rack, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and Evans picked up another O. Unfortunately.
One of those precious, the precious O's that Dave would have needed,
Yeah.
sure. Well, it is tough. I mean, there are only however many 5-letter extensions to that word, and there are way, way, way more permutations of 5 letters than that you could. It's not that surprising that nobody get the 5 letters together that they would need, but there's still time. Never say never.
Yeah, radiotherapy is still possible.
Also, we have a TWL update. Right now, Benji is up 396 to 376 against Mike Baker, and but it's Mike Baker's turn. So 20-point lead with the person down. It's their turn. It's a really neck and neck game.
And just as a refresher, Benji is in first place in TWL. Mike is in third, so that's a very important game for both players. With Jack Norman in second, and Jason Lee has clawed his way back up to fourth. So that's how the top of the division is looking there.
Yeah, Evans needs to win both. Dave just needs to win one to win. Yeah,
this is not it for Dave if he doesn't pull this one out, which he could easily still do. He's got time to get his rack into bingoing shape. I don't think he's going to get there by outscoring. I think he's going to have to get a bingo down or a therapy extension down, which is like a bingo.
Yeah, but looking less and less likely.
Right.
Oh, how sad.
Yeah, too bad there's no T's left because Dave could have fished for quit rent.
Yeah, I noticed that as a possible. Or really any of the quit words.
Right.
But the T
right,
is
quitter.
The key letter there. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. New Orleans themed word again. Brewage.
Nice.
Evans has to play Brewage. I think it's definitely the best play, even though it is also thematically consistent with New Orleans. I think that was his best play as well.
Yeah, it does give Dave a little shot back into it, but I mean,
sure, yeah, that's true. So,
oh no,
yeah, Dave's got a bunch of options.
Oh, Evans.
Wow, Evans is now in a bit of hurt. So I guess I might have spoken too soon when I said that Dave wouldn't have to bingo back, because now he's getting something in the realm of 50 points with Quer, or I think maybe he'll play Querer. Isn't that good? Querist.
Yeah.
In Collins. So.
Although that means there's only one vowel in the bag then, right? Look at the pool.
Wow, Evans drew all the vowels. So, well, I mean, that's interesting. Definitely consonants in general, but is that the case on this board?
Oh no, there's an I and an O in the bag. There are four I's on scene. Evans picked up 3 of them.
Got it.
So it's not DILNOSX is in the bag. Of course, Dave doesn't know that. We only know that because we can see Evans' rack.
Yeah, I'm thinking. What do you guys think about just quad keeping the E? I know it keeps ENRR, which is pretty gross, but maybe keeping that final E has some merit. I feel like on equity alone, Querer just blows that away. But I don't know, tough call.
Yeah, and like you have to keep in mind, with all the eyes out, Dave could also, I mean, obviously he won't, but unseen to him, he could back into like Kaid the next turn or something too.
Sure.
Right. So like that's the kind of thing he can just go for here.
So by that token, do we think he should try to play Querer and leave DN and try to get AI on that 5-tile draw, get an extra crack at it?
It's just hard to like justify going a different way.
I think that's right. Although, yeah, I mean, there isn't any reason to keep the second R in that, is there? Unless you really want to fish for radiotherapy.
Yeah, that's interesting. Different merits to all those plays. He's opted to keep the R, so he has DNR as his leave. He's drawing into a very consonant-heavy bag. Let's see if he can get he needs at least one of those vowels that are still in there.
Right.
Well,
if he
there's
were to
one.
get two,
Oh, no, he can't.
ISO. Ooh, wow, that's great.
But
So
he
Dave-
he left the X in the bag though, which is going to be super. I would assume pretty useful for
very
Evans.
helpful.
Yeah, it will be.
So I know there's definitely Collins words that shed more vowels. It doesn't look like he has a great way to play any of them.
Yeah,
like
so which
what to do?
where does highway go or something?
Doesn't look like it goes anywhere reasonable. Yikes. Situation for Evans here. He does have a lead, but he's looking at a pool that contains an S and an X. So, I mean, he can just play. If he wants to, he can just play NOH in the lower left corner for 30, leaving AIII. Which, I mean, that's a tough. It empties the bag, so maybe that's not the best because Dave is good at endgame and can do a sequence, but that would give Evans a pretty big lead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet if he does
withstand, right? I mean,
I would think if he does play NOH, he should outrun him. I think he's probably needs to make sure there's no unseen bingo or something.
Yeah, bingo is the key, right? What is there anything disenroll? It's not.
And Evans also again keeps in mind that he draws the D, he's still got a chance. AII
Sure, yeah. Tidy. Sure. Then you threaten a huge play, which I guess could be annoying. He's going to draw the X, which is going to give him Ixia if he has a place to play it. Probably not, but
I think what Evans really is looking at is, can he get burned too badly by like XIS or something hooking brewages? Can he afford to leave that area alone? I think if he can deduce that he can, then you might see him just keep all the eyes.
So let's pretend that like Dave, instead of a D, has an X or something like that. So
QINX
a sequence containing XIS. Right? Oh yeah, that would be nice. That would score 39. So, boy, that's tough. God, what would Evans do here? I mean, the lead that you take after just dumping NOH is a lot. I just wonder. I guess he can reason out that with only two vowels left in the bag, if he draws them, right? Let's say Evans draws a vowel, then it's going to be really hard for Dave to actually do a 2-turn sequence that's going to catch him.
Right.
If, on the other hand, Evans draws a consonant from the bag, which is far more likely, he should be able to score enough somewhere to outrun. I mean, he's going to be up more than 40, so, or close to it, right? What would it be? 437 to 391. So it's going to be 46. So I feel like that should do it. Did he just play?
He played Ing.
Ing to block.
Well, it doesn't block. He still has.
Really block.
It doesn't block. He's
K. Yeah, not kin. Yeah, kins.
But the problem is that Dave can play Lord or whatever at the bottom left and keep chins. Like.
Oh wow, interesting.
Well, but that didn't empty the bag.
That's true. Wow. So interesting.
There are 3 in the bag. Okay.
I mean,
he just blocked himself out of cut.
Right. Well, the other thing is
DX,
he could even play QIN now and then plop the S down the turn after.
Would that actually work out much better?
Well, no. Well, I mean, he can play NIED or whatever.
Right. NIED.
Oh, nice.
There's
NIED.
Linux. Yeah, there's Linux, but there's no Unix. There's Emacs.
Yeah, and Emaxin.
Emaxin. Yep.
Wow, what an interesting idea that is to just play.
And amazingly, Nide leaves LOR at the bottom too.
As another good extra play in the sequence. Wow, so he would have pretty good options. Ooh,
it looks like he has it set up on his rack. Or maybe not anymore.
So this is going to be a really tight endgame, and just as time check. Dave is down to 230 as of right now, and Evans is at 353. So do not expect perfect end game. It might happen, but I wouldn't necessarily expect it.
He had Knight spelled out briefly.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I bet he sees it and plays it, and great play he does.
But he might also just play Nye if he thinks that Lord is more important, or maybe he just plays Lord and saves NIE. Like, that's what's interesting, is he can hold all these plays for another turn.
Yeah, to try to reason out what the right order is for all this is really tough, and it would take more time than he has. I think he's just going to have to go with his gut and pick one of those approaches and just roll.
And then, of course, he has to bear in mind that if Evans can go out in 2, which Evans can set up and out in 2 next turn with Oxidic or something, that Evans could also just outscore him.
Yeah, and if we look at the left-hand side of the Quackle, it actually is saying that NIE is going to be the play that's most probable to win. That wins 5 out of 8 times.
Which is interesting that it wins more than NIED.
Right. So
yeah, it
maybe
doesn't
Lord
seem like that would be the case. But
yeah.
Oh, he's got NID. I mean, that's still
he's got to roll with something soon, though. Right,
Yeah.
his time is dwindling now to about a minute, so he's gonna have to put it down and hope for the best.
Yeah.
There it goes. We like that play, though.
Yeah.
So Dave is now only down by 5. Evans has some ammunition here to do something.
Does Oxidic, if he plays Oxidic and then AH and Hom and whatever, that should be enough, right?
Oxidic is a very nice
that looks
idea.
pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
I mean, it sets up AH and like all of the things.
That looks like a good play to make, especially under a little bit of duress. Let's see. So Oxidic to that, see if co-admits, right? That scores.
Yeah. Because Dave now has Lauren and Chins as his out in 2, so
it scores 14. That puts Evans up by 19, and then Chins comes down, and that would be 39. That puts him down 20. Oh yeah, he's easily going to win, right? Just
I wish
off of Palm would.
I wish I could
win.
solve end games and pre-end games like this, like in a tournament.
I know.
I wish I could have Quackle in the tournament.
I wasn't quackling. I don't have Quackle open.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I guess I do have Quackle on my computer again, but no, I'm too lazy to open.
Oh, the chat's saying that Dave has Orlons as well. Keep in mind.
Oh.
But Oxidic would outscore that.
I think that's right. Oxidic would still be too many points.
Oxidic brings him up to it, so he's up by 19. Orlon scores almost nothing, right? What does it score? 6, right? So he would get 6 and then 10 from AH. So Evans would win by 3 if Dave plays Orlons.
Yeah. And we also have the Quackle open now. Dixit looks like an even higher win. Setting up Ohio, possibly?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
who would have thought that T would play a role in this game?
Yeah.
He's got options here. Of course, having been in this situation many, many times, more times than I care to remember, it's very easy to just fret about the clock ticking and not go through that basic protocol of adding your plays up and seeing how it performs, because you're just, you lock up, you see the clock ticking, and it's just nerve-wracking.
So Evans right now, it looks like he wants to play Idoy first, blocking Orlons, and then setting up Hawks in 2 spots, which...
that should do it, I think.
Yeah, that should do it as well.
I mean, I'd be scared in his position about Lawrence, honestly. That does take some guts still.
Yeah,
like
you
just
in
have case.
To know for sure that's not good, which is hard. But that would get the job done for him for sure.
And I do know offhand that Evans does not know the column, or does not know all of the 5s, but
that should be a winner. In fact, it's one of the better wins according to this. Yeah.
Yes.
Only a few better. As
nice
more
time,
that Dixit. Yeah.
I mean, if you're Dave, you probably just try Lawrence, maybe.
Why not? Yeah, why not? There's very
unless
little reason not to.
Yeah.
Unless you're so sure that it's not a word that you just
I'm sure he is. I'm sure.
How much
bet
was
you-
Dave up spread wise before this game? That's another thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, it wasn't updated.
I mean, I think before the game he was up by a little over 100. But again, it doesn't really matter as long as it's not a tie, right? Because it's just going to be winner take all next game.
Yeah, well, it'd be super cool if like Evans had made Idoi trying to bait Dave into playing Lawrence, hoping that he could take the tie advantage. That would be
That would be very clever. I doubt that he was getting that. Yeah, okay. Here comes. I think he's getting ready to try it because there is very little to lose. Oh no! Okay.
No, he doesn't.
He's
Nope.
decided to make
Dave's
his
like,
best
nope.
valid play.
Yeah.
And that
Twice
is his
this
best
game,
play.
Dave's word knowledge has. We've seen him think about two really interesting phony ideas, and both times he says, "You know what? I just have to go with the valid play here."
yeah.
So for the game after this end game, according to us, will be 464 for Evans and 458 for Dave. So a narrow win for Evans to preserve his chances to win the tournament. Wow, that I got to say that was a really entertaining game for a variety of reasons, and I would say quite a well played game overall. Of course, between these two players, not a surprise.
Yeah. Since none of us are in the playing room right now, since these two are in different states and I'm upstairs, we don't know who we're going to be seeing next. As an unbiased commentator, I will not say which one I would prefer. But it should be pretty obvious which one I prefer.
Yeah.
There's an interesting update. Michael Baker won by 1 point against Benji.
Ooh.
Oh, Bike Maker.
Oh my. Oh, Benji.
Bike Maker.
Sending good vibes to Benji now. He needs him. Oh, the one pointer.
So they have the same amount of wins. Jack Norman's 1 win behind our spread, but it looks like
Jack
they'll
just
be
lost.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack just lost. So I'm guessing they do the pairings that 1 plays 2.
Yeah, they'll have Benji play Michael and try to
so that
do
would make
better
Jack
than
lock out.
Benji will try to do 1
Situation
point
with-
better than his 1 point loss, and then he can turn it.
Right. Yeah. So the year I won this tournament, in this round I actually tied, and that allowed me to play for first. There was one person with half win more than me after that, and one person with half win less. So this situation was very similar. If Mike tied, he would have been the exact same situation where he would have had half win more than the third place person, half win less than the first place person. Could have played for first, but
Pointer. Boy, that would have been a fun. So we really would have. So I wonder if that game was on board 1 in TWL, because it seems like whatever game we chose, it would have been an absolute barn burner to watch. So we had our pick of great games. So my only regret is that a therapy extension didn't actually go down. Otherwise, it was wonderful. So not 100% sure which division we'll go to. Yes, I think hard to go wrong. It might be nice to see a reprise of the matchup we just saw, but we'll see what's on tap. But either way, for sure, the three of us will be coming back with you in a little while.
Yeah.
And we'll have the final round, and we'll crown at least one of the champions of the Crescent City Cup. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.